In 2017 and 2018, we heard the value of leveraging dollars so that we can use low-income or housing tax credits to leverage $5 million for it to become $50 million. I am just here today urging this council to reconsider this thought, which I believe is a financial shell game. It is to free up $5 million from the general fund to then spend on other initiatives and projects.
The City Council agenda for July 17, 2023 included a sales agreement between the City of Ann Arbor and the city's Housing Commission. Item CA9 would have approved the transfer of $6.2 million from the Ann Arbor Housing Commission to the city's general fund in order for the Housing Commission to purchase the property at 350 South 5th. This property is across from the downtown public library and is sometimes referred to as the Y Lot. This item was removed from the agenda prior to the July meeting. It is currently on the council agenda to be considered again on August 21, 2023. In April 2019, a prior city council led efforts to designate 10 city-owned properties as potential sites for the development of affordable housing. That resolution explained, in part, that redevelopment of city-owned properties to provide building sites for affordable housing units can significantly lower the cost of these developments. Jennifer Hall, the director of the Ann Arbor Housing Commission, was asked to report on the financial feasibility of developing affordable housing at these city-owned properties. Her report explains that the supply of affordable housing cannot be increased by acquisition or new construction without public financial support to reduce the cost. She recommends reduced cost or no cost land as one form of financial support. In 2019, a consultant led public engagement around use of the Y Lot and recommended that a minimum of 100 affordable units should be built on site. The consultant's report outlined financial arrangements using federal and state resources and the expectation that a portion of the project's financial revenue go to the city to fill any funding gaps. The most current plan for development of the Y Lot includes the goal to maximize both affordable and market rate housing units. A significant portion of the project will be market rate and generate tax revenue for the city. Currently, the property at 350 South 5th is owned by the city. The city paid $5.2 million for the property in 2018 and signed a debt service agreement with a 16-year repayment schedule. That debt agreement explains the city's obligation to pay $147,125 per year through 2022. Beginning in 2023, this annual payment increases to $570,000. Payments continue through 2034. Payments like these, servicing debt, are a regular part of the city's annual budget, expenses that are paid out of the general fund. In May 2022, the city signed an agreement requiring the Downtown Development Authority, or the DDA, to pay 1/3 of the debt service on 350 South 5th, about $380,000, for fiscal years 2023 and 2024. This is consistent with the DDA's obligation to pay a minimum of $300,000 a year towards the development of affordable housing in the downtown area. City staff has explained that only $5.2 million is required to pay off debt attached to 350 South 5th. The purchase agreement for $6.2 million includes an extra $1 million to fund other initiatives. In November 2020, voters in the city of Ann Arbor approved a tax increase, a millage, to fund the development of affordable housing in the city. That millage is predicted to collect $6 to $7 million annually. These funds are restricted in how they can be used, consistent with the purpose stated in the millage and approved by voters. In 2021, the City of Ann Arbor was awarded $24.2 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds, sometimes called ARPA funds. In 2022, after months of public engagement, City Council allocated $3.5 million in ARPA funds to be used for property acquisition for affordable housing. These funds were used in March 2023 when the Ann Arbor Housing Commission purchased Siller Terrace from a private property owner for the full appraised value of $4.1 million.
We are going to utilize $3.5 million of American Rescue Plan funding to acquire these properties in conjunction with or through the good offices of the Housing Commission.
In June 2023, City Council unanimously approved transferring all proceeds from the Affordable Housing Millage to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission, with explanation of how disbursement would be prioritized to support development at city-owned properties. In July 2023, all marijuana excise tax revenue, $1,375,000, was transferred to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission. This money is part of the general fund. In July 2023, Council unanimously approved an agreement confirming that rebate funds from the Mental Health and Public Safety Millage would be transferred to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission. The proposed sale of 350 South 5th will transfer millions of dollars that have been designated to support affordable housing. City staff explain $1 million in ARPA funding and $5.2 million from the Affordable Housing Millage will be transferred back into the general fund. Once this money returns to the general fund, it can be used for purposes other than affordable housing. In June 2023, City Council unanimously approved a plan for the Ann Arbor Housing Commission to pursue bond financing. According to the resolution, revenue from the Affordable Housing Millage would be leveraged to borrow money at a lower interest rate. In March 2023, City Council approved the transfer of city-owned property at 121 East Catherine to the Ann Arbor Housing Commission for the price of $1. The resolution for that transfer explains that there was no need for appraisal, as this property would be used for affordable housing and other public uses. This week, City Council considers a very different arrangement to develop affordable housing on a city-owned property. In 2022, the property at 350 South 5th was appraised for $6.2 million. Agenda item CA9 proposes that the Housing Commission pay the city full market value for the property. Funds previously designated for use in developing more affordable housing will be transferred back to the general fund, where they can be used for other purposes. Watch the Ann Arbor City Council meeting on August 21, 2023, to see how affordable housing funds are spent. Like and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this.